Hey, and welcome back to Master of None. Today we're going to be fermenting some hot sauce. We have some end of season chilies from the garden and a couple reapers from a guy from work. These bad boys are full on, so I'm only going to use 3 of them today. I'm also going to remove the seeds from 2 of them to try my luck at germination. The rest of the chilies are a mix up of jalapenos and habaneros. This sauce is going to be butthurt, and with that said, let's get into it. And remember to always wear protection. We're going to chop these chilies in half to check for mold and make it easier for the air to escape when we jar them. This chili has some black seeds. That's alright, we'll just remove the seeds and chuck it in the bowl. These are the end of season chilies, so it's expected for a couple of them to have a few black seeds here and there. They're all chopped now. Now it's time to go into the danger zone and get into these reapers. The fragrance of these chilies are intense, and honestly, I was a little bit nervous. I'm keeping these seeds to germinate for next season. And if all goes well, I'll be making a seed to fruit video in the future. It's important that the majority of your chilies are fresh because they hold the live bacteria lactobacillus, and that's what's going to enable the fermentation. I just removed the seeds from the placenta and I'm going to include it with my hot sauce. The placenta contains the majority of the capsaicin and in fact will deliver the heat in this sauce. I'm going to impregnate this Ziploc bag that has paper towel in it with my seeds, and then I'm going to add water. We're going to use the Michael Jackson method for this step as well. Add enough water so the whole paper towel becomes translucent. I like to place the bag on top of the fridge because it's dark and warm. Alright, we're going to fill up the jar that we're going to use to ferment with filtered water. If you don't have a filter, just fill the water up in a jug and let the chlorine gas off for a couple hours. Now we're going to measure the weight of the water inside our jar. We're going to zero the new jar and decant the water from one jar to the other. We want to add 3% of the water weight in salt to make our brine that we're going to ferment in. It's important that both jars are as clean as you can get them, and if you can sanitize both of them, even better. The 3% salt brine is the perfect conditions for the lactobacillus to thrive. We have our chilies, our jar, garlic, our secret weapon, lemon thyme, cabbage, and our brine. We're going to layer all of our ingredients just for aesthetics. For our final sauce, we want the pH to be lower than 4 for it to be shelf safe. If it's not, we'll keep it refrigerated. During the fermentation, CO2 is produced, which can pressurize the jar. So it's important to either burp the lid every day or get a fermentation lid, which will release the CO2 but won't let any air back into the container. You want to pack it in nice and deep like. If you don't have enough chilies to fill the jar, you can use a little bit more of the cabbage. Now we're going to add our brine, and we want to fill it to the top. Once it's full, we're going to put our fermenting lid on and give it a shake. The lid has a check valve in it that I got from my local fish shop. Shaking it will release the trapped air that has displaced the water, hence the water level dropping. Now we're going to pack it again and fill it up with brine. I'm going to pack the top with cabbage. This will keep the chilies fully submerged in the brine. Okay, we've let that ferment for about 2.5 weeks, and let's give this a smell. The only way to experience what I'm smelling is to give this method a go for yourself. But I immediately regretted my decision when I took a big bite out of that cabbage. I'm going to strain off the brine. Sometimes you can get some white mold on the top of the ferment, but that's alright, just bin that part. If the mold is dark, odds are the whole ferment is ruined. Now we're going to weigh our chilies because we want to do a 50-50 parts chili to vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar today because it pairs well with the lemon thyme. Turned out the vinegar was only a couple grams underweight, but that's alright. I have a small blender for Kmart, so I'm going to blend this up in 2 batches. I'm also going to throw the cabbage in the blend as well. Remove the thyme from the stalks and add in half your brine. We'll give that a blend till it looks smooth. That's looking good, so we're going to pour it out and do it all again. Now it's time to give it a taste and see if we need to add any more vinegar. Yeah, it's spot on. We're going to use Gary the funnel to fill this bottle up. Oh no, I underestimated Gary's girth. And I'm still regretting eating that cabbage. Let's see if we can help Gary out and try again. With a little bit more girth, Gary's come through for us. When bottling your hot sauce, it's always a good idea to have a couple extra bottles ready to go. Thanks for watching this video on fermenting hot sauce. I hope you give it a go, and I'll see you in the next one.